Hiya, I'm Zaya. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at my health, wellness / glow up planner. And this is a take a note in the A5 size. It has a cover on cover. Let's jump into this vision board. All right, I would like to get regular manicures and pedicures. I would like to weigh 135 pounds. I did not realize until the day before yesterday that I had covered up the word remember here. It's perfectly fine. it's just something that happened. This is a reminder to meal prep and to get more protein. I would like to try kettlebell workouts. I also, this is a GIF. If you're on Discord, you've probably seen it. I guess we'll talk about that one a little bit more later when we get into our non-scale victories. This is a reminder, well, this one and these ones right here, these fruits. It is a fruits and vegetables. These are a reminder for me to eat more whole foods. And then Pilates Princess. So 2026, I want it to be my year of identities, where essentially I am trying to emulate what it is that I want to become. I've never done Pilates in my life, but I want to become a person who does do Pilates, and so I need to emulate or copy or be like those people. And I think you'll see more of that in my goals book when we get into my goals, I guess, notebook. But because we're not there yet, for this book, it says Pilates Princess because I want to learn how to do Pilates. All right, so there's nothing here currently. And over here, now this section doesn't have anything because I'm still deciding. And you will notice that I'm kind of struggling a little bit with the fact that the Take a Note A5 doesn't have a lot of note pages in the back. I wish there were more note pages. And I have so many things that I want to place in this book because originally I had decided on having a separate notebook for my evening routines. And now I'm noticing that may not have been a good idea. I should have probably not added them into this notebook. I probably should have just kept them separate. But we're still trying to figure things out. We still have time. We're only on the 7th of December. Things may change. I might be adding another planner / notebook journal to my lineup, but I'm going to attempt to have all of those things in here. All right, on this side, we have my period tracking and ovulation tracking, and I'm going to be using stickers from Whimsy. They are a Filipino sticker company, and all of these stickers have to do with sleeping because during my period, I sleep a lot and take a lot of hot showers. As I mentioned, this side, I'm not quite sure what we're going to be putting on there. I really needed 2 of these pages because I like this up here. I like this layout. And I was watching a different YouTuber where what she did was she tipped in pages from that same notebook or same planner, like an extra one, and essentially kind of filled in or made her own chart. But that's a lot of work. I'm not sure if that's something that I want to do. I do have those extra 2027 pages in the back that I don't really have a purpose for. I may not write out a chart like this. I'm undecided just because this takes up a lot of space, but I do have an older 2024 or 2021 take a note that I might just take the back pages out of, the graph pages, and then cover it up, those monthly pages. But I'm definitely thinking I'm not going to make this whole entire chart. That's so much work. So what I'm going to be using this one for is a steps tracker. And then down here at the bottom, you can see that I have already created my weight tracker. My starting weight is 215 pounds. And my goal is 135, but it kind of went down to 125. That's fine. For my height, it's actually, my range should be within that. My weight range, according to my BMI, like my height, that thing, should be within, I think it's 135 is the highest, and I think 120 is like the lowest. And the way this will work is I will just make a dot as I weigh myself as we move down the line. I have my non-scale victories here. I do have some space for some more in case I do think of some. Let's go through what my non-scale victories are. If you have any, please let me know, and maybe those ones might work for me also. I want to wear a size medium. I haven't done that in a very, very long time. I like to fit in jeans. I know they have jeans for people my size, but my body shape never looks good in jeans. I like to be able to view my collarbone. I would love to have improved sleep. Right now I have sleep apnea, and I believe that it's due mostly to my size. I'd like to be able to fit or use a normal towel. If you know, you know, having a normal towel wrap around yourself. I would like to be carried by my partner, which is why we have this one right over here. I hope that you cannot hear my dog crying in the background. Less binging. One thing that I have noticed is that, and I don't know, I guess I've just never paid attention until only just recently, that right before my period, about a day or two before my period, I binge like crazy. But the first 2 days of my period, I don't eat anything. But what I've noticed is the first 2 days, right before my period's about to happen, I just eat everything. I crave everything. So something for me to take notice of. If I'm feeling those binging cravings, my period might be coming. I want to feel stronger. I didn't put any type of weight here that I want to lift because I have no upper body strength. I have a lot of leg strength, but I do have a knee injury, and I'm not quite sure about how much weight I should be lifting. Not how much I should be lifting, but how much I am expecting myself to lift. I just want to feel as though I'm stronger. I want to be consistent for a month within this book and within my own health journey. I don't think I've ever really been truly consistent. I want to feel pretty. I could say with confidence for the entirety of my life, I have never felt pretty, beautiful. I can't even really remember a time when somebody said that I was pretty or beautiful. So I would like to feel that. And I think losing weight would make me feel as though I am. I want to fit into my someday outfits. I'm not sure if other people do this, but I've purchased outfits in the past thinking, you know what, someday I am going to lose enough weight to be able to fit in that. And I want to be able to fit into my someday outfits that I have kept. Recently, I have decided to focus more on the quality and less on the quantity of the clothing that I'm purchasing. And I have gotten rid of about 15 boxes of clothes, which makes me feel really, really good. But some items I have kept, and that's mostly because they're still my someday outfits. I still one day want to be like, I fit into this. I finally did it. My bra, I want my bra to fit and not dig into me, or for the underwire to pop out, or I just want my bra to fit. I don't want the cup size to be too big. I don't want the bra wire digging into me. I want to find that perfect bra. This one I think should be someone else notice and not saw, but it's whatever. I want somebody else to notice that I've lost weight. In the past, when I was younger, and if somebody else noticed, let's be honest, it really did make me feel bad, because it made me feel as though people only saw me as my weight and didn't see me for me. Shorts rolling, oh my gosh. I don't know what it is, but my bras always dig in and my shorts always, if I'm talking about like bike shorts, not jean shorts, they always roll up. I don't understand, or they roll down. And maybe it's just, I don't know how, maybe I'm choosing the wrong sizes or the material's wrong. Nothing is too tight. I just thought of another one. I don't want any of my clothes to feel as though they're too tight. I know that sizing in the US is kind of crazy, and so sometimes you think you're one size in a certain outfit, and then it's a different material or the cut. I don't know. I just don't want my clothes to feel tight. I think that if I lose weight, I will feel happier. I'm hoping that I will. And I don't want to be a plus size anymore. Another thing I want is let's see, how do I write this so it can fit in here? I don't want my thighs to touch anymore. I don't want it. Not only does chafing hurt, but if you get a boil or if you get, it just is so uncomfortable. I just don't want it anymore. I'm over it. That right there should be motivation enough. That should be the motivation. All right. This one I haven't filled out yet just because I'm not quite sure. I really need the space. Over here, I haven't filled this one out yet either, which I am starting to think I might tip in or glue on those pages from my other take a note. Same thing here. I don't know what's going in the monthly. I was thinking for YouTube, but I'm not certain yet. I might have to start another YouTube planner. Okay, over here in the weekly section, I am going to be writing down my evening to-dos. So these would include writing down things such as, here we go. Let me show you, not that one, this one. Okay, this was going to be divided, this side is going to be divided by strength training. So anything to do with weights or kettlebells. This side is going to be for flexibility training. So stretches, Pilates, hand exercises. Let me explain the hand exercises one. My grandmother has a hand condition that's hereditary where I believe it's her tendons, maybe it's the ligaments in her hand, make it so that her hand starts to pull forward or kind of go into her palm. My father and my aunt have noticed that their hands are starting to do that as well. And so I just want to do some hand exercises to try to not make this part of my hand so tight. Over here in this section, I am going to be writing in dental routine, my skincare routine, like the night ones. I just added in the water pick there because it needs to go into the dental routine. Lotioning my stomach for stretch marks. I'm not quite sure about tracking for the Apple Watch, where I could put that. Honestly, I don't like wearing anything on my wrist. Maybe it's just the Apple Watch. I tend to carry my phone around with me. When I do my steps, I take my phone and just carry it around. I'm not counting the steps throughout the day that I'm normally doing because I don't know. For some reason, I think, I don't know. I don't like to have something on my wrist. At least maybe the Apple Watch is just too chunky, or maybe, I don't know. There can be hundreds of maybes. So I'm just kind of creating a list here of the daily things that I want to do. And then there are weekly things that are, I guess, wellness related that I also want to do. And I'm just not sure how to put them into this type of setup. I was thinking maybe highlighting an area at the bottom with, where there are no numbers, or maybe in the sections at the top, and then writing those in. I'm still undecided. Originally, I thought I was going to put them over here, but I need somewhere for my fitness tracking, which is why there's a possibility these items might be going into their own notebook. All right, let's take a look back here at our goals section. Okay, and you can see that I have already started taking some things out. And that's because I just didn't have space for them, to be honest. I moved them into different books because I had the space in those other planners and or notebooks. But let's go through the list. I have my 2026 goals. So 80% of food choices, and then 20% is exercise. Planner, I have that. Vision board, done. Cover on cover, got it. I need an A5 cover for this. If you know where I can find B6 covers, B6 Slim specifically, please let me know. I am looking for B6 covers. I set up my goals page, which is this one. Learning about skincare. I don't even know where I would write that. What section I could put that in. Apple Watch tracking. That's another thing. I don't know where it can go. Lotioning my stomach would go over into wellness. Steps and Pilates, they already have a location. My to buy list, there's nowhere to make a to buy list. The water pick has a spot. Kegels does not. Medicine list, once again, there's not enough space. How can I improve my body? If I wanted to write that out, and I need a spot for body measurements and I don't have a space, I need to write that in also, body measurements. Sorry if you can hear my chair squeaking. Let's write body measurements over here. Body measurements. Oh, the one that was removed from here was jaw pain, and that's because that's in my morning planner. Okay. Face masks, skin routine for the nighttime, dental routine, shaving my legs, shaving my underarms, schedule a bikini wax, eyebrow appointments, candles, clean out my pores, laser hair removal for my upper lip. I have one also here for my chin. I've never done those before. I've never been to a dermatologist, but I would like to. I've never been to an esthetician, but I'd also like to. Tracking dental appointments. There's also one for doctors. Hand exercises, stretches, reps, symptoms. I do have chronic back pain, knee pain, the body measurements we just wrote in, exercises, YouTube tracking my weight, TENS machine, food tracking, icon banner, subscribers, exercises, if I make any income, clothing, weight tracker, non-scale victories, lotioning my inner thighs for that chafing, manicures, pedicures, silk pillowcases, hair appointments, dry brushing, lotioning after showers, strength training 3 times a week, 30 to 40 grams of protein. And I'm thinking this one I might need to take off also because I'm going to be tracking my food in a completely different book, insert, planner. It just isn't here yet. I'm waiting on hemlock and oak. Deep conditioning mask, clarifying shampoo, jumping rope, finger guard. Those 2 I took off. One was razor head, like repurchasing those, and then the other one was toothbrush heads. I just moved them to my morning list because I already have a running list in my morning list. Flexibility, period tracking, ovulation tracking, ear medicine. I have, I guess at this point, chronic ear issues because I've had it since I was as little as 4 years old. So I guess it's chronic at this point. Binging, positive self-image, negative self-image, end screens, playlists, Whimsy. Whimsy is the sticker company. Exfoliating, and then castor oil lashes. And there are some more things, but I just haven't written them down yet. So that's kind of where we're at. I do have one other section here in the back already. Oops. And that's for appointments. And the blotting paper that will go back there is this one here, which is why I crossed off doctor's appointment and laser hair removal. I crossed those off not because I made the appointments, but because I already made a little note here, and it will just go in there and I can just mark it off in this section. So yeah, and I'm thinking, let's go ahead and take apart one of my older taken notes. Let's do what that other lady did, and let's make some more space. Because I really don't want to add another notebook. Let's add it. Let's create our own space. I love blotting paper. Let's create our own space by covering up these other monthlies that we don't need, that are over here somewhere. Okay, so this will give us 1, 2 extra pages, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we can also do the one here in the front for December. As long as I don't use this December one, we can use that one also. But let's start with these ones. I'm going to cover these ones up. Yeah. Let's do that. All right, I will be right back. I'm watching Murder in a Small Town right now. So I'm going to watch my show and then cover these, and I'll be back and show you what we're going to do with them. All right, I'm back. Some time has passed. Quite a bit of time has passed. And I went ahead and cut out a 2025 take a note that I had. And I glued in, I'm going to need to put some washi tape down here in this center. But I'm going to do a prior to 2026 measurements and then I guess at the end of 2026 measurements, or this might be something else, not sure, but I'm really liking this so far. The eyes, this one's a little bit smaller than this one. I was using my Tombos to color it in, but I think because Whimsy doesn't sell very large stickers, I went ahead and doodled an image that is kind of like one of their girls. I tried my very, very best, and I'm going to go ahead. I already started filling in some of the things that I already know, and I'll go ahead and take my measurements, and then when we come back and look at this book again in December, this is December, in January of next year, you'll be able to see how I have been using my global book. I'm thinking that it would be a really cute idea to have both of them, the current, like how I am right now, and then what I will look like or how my measurements have changed in 2026 of December at the same time. But I'm going to try my very best to go ahead and continue to fill out the information here. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm so sorry that it's coming out a little bit later in the day, but I still hope that you enjoyed it. And tomorrow we're going to be taking a look at my daily log journal, which is kind of like, I guess, just like a regular journal, but I call it my daily log. All right, I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye, friends.